So today in my village I got to shoot some really interesting cows grazing in the fields. Now cows are very common because kind of they're like the most common domestic animals because basically they have a lot of qualities as simple as that. They give milk, and which is the only, which is the best quality, kind of like it's not available anywhere. So the milk from the cow is the most popular thing, and that's what makes a cow special, and it's the most common domestic animal. Also cows are used for meat and all purposes, but in India cows have a special position because people just respect the cows, they pray for the cows, and like they worship the cows. So I shot some cows grazing over the fields, and if you go very close to them and observe their activities for a long time, then you will really find it interesting and something much more than the impression we have about cows, because we only know that cows give milk and they keep chewing something all the time 24 hours, but they are just something far more than that, and you need to really go close and observe them for a long time. And that's what I did while filming this video. I just kind of observed a couple of very interesting activities which I'm going to tell you. So first of all, as I live in a village, it was like super easy for me to get access to these cows, and I can just sit and watch them all day long. My village actually produces a lot of milk, and this milk is sold. So let me tell you their routine. When it's the morning time, the owners who own the cows in the farms, they come and give them some hay, that like hay thing that comes from the rice plants, the paddy plants, and they keep chewing that during the morning time. Also the like the latrine or the poops of the cows are used, the cow dung basically are used for some special purposes. For example, the cow dung is used to make mainly cow dung cakes, and these cow dung cakes are used in traditional homes to cook, like I mean they are used as a fuel to burn some fire and then cook on it on traditional ovens in the villages. Then the owner who actually owns the farms, they take the cows to the fields in order to graze, because cows mainly feed on grass and hay, and they really require a huge amount of grass, and it is very easy for the owners to leave the cows in the field and let them feed on the grass, the available grass in huge quantity, especially during this monsoon season, rather than just cutting the grass and taking it to the home and feeding them. It's very tough, so they just kind of leave them in the fields. Also, some cows are like very notorious, so they tend to run away, so they are just tied with rope. As you know, with cows, they are kept in farms, they are tied with rope for their protection basically. Now there is not something very special about cows, but there are like little activities, like I have seen lick their body with their tongue to clean their body. Also, when they poop, their just tail goes up in a very interesting way, and if you get super close to them, you will observe that when they feed on the grass, they actually exhale the air from their lungs at a very high speed, that creates a vacuum in the high amount of vacuum in the mouth, that helps them like tear the grass in a much more easier way. So these are the very small things that you will observe when you go very close to them. And yes, it gets pretty interesting after some time if you just kind of start watching. Also, when there are some insects and all on their body, they shiver their body, I mean they shake their body, they shiver their body very hard, so that the insects or maybe sometime also crows sit on their body, so they just shiver their body very hard so that it all goes away. And throughout this whole video you will just watch them grazing in the fields and doing small activities, because I am not lucky enough to have a friend who has cows in his house, and I just didn't get to film them in someone's house. Although I filmed the last part of this video in one of my neighbor's house when it was the evening time. Yes, so it was a pretty interesting day filming the cows. I mean, As you have watched, I just observed a lot of activities, and it is really good. It was really good to film them also the day. And now when this part of this video was filmed, it was the evening time, and this time I just observed a couple of other things, like throughout the video I didn't take a tour where they actually live throughout the night, and also some part of the morning and the evening also, because they live in the farms. And this right now going in front of your eyes in the video, this is the farm where they live. So as you can see, inside a container that is made of clay and cement, they are actually given a lot of grass. So they one of the main or primary food is grass, and then comes hay. So they feed on grass throughout the day in the fields, as you have seen. And this is like a mixture of grass and hay. And also they're given some oil cakes, basically oil cakes that are made after grinding of oil, and that has some a little fat which is essential for their body. So it is mixed with the grass and hay, and it is a very good nutrient for cows also. In one container on the side there is a bucket with filled with water for them throughout the night, and they are just basically tied with rope because no one want their cows to run away during the night time. Also they keep pooping a lot. So as I came to know from the owner, she just kind of keeps cleaning, she keeps cleaning the poops. So as you can see, this is in the evening time, and the cow has a lot of poop on the ground which will be cleaned during the night time before she goes to bed. And after that again it will be cleaned in the morning time when they will be given food, a new food again. Also, like humans, we are just kind of, we fear mosquitoes, we fear insects, and they're really painful because when mosquitoes or insects just kind of bite us, it really pains and it is irritating. So they are animals, but doesn't matter, they just have their lives. And when mosquitoes and insects bite them, it is really painful for them too. They too get irritated, and on top of that they are tired, so they can't do much when mosquitoes or something bite them. So the owner, those who own the farms, those who just take care of these cows, they ensure that no mosquitoes bite them. And to prevent this, there is a very interesting way. Now unfortunately today that is not done because there is not much of mosquitoes in this season, but it is done mainly during the winter times. And let me tell you how it is done. So basically a mixture of grass, like three-fourth of hay and one-fourth of grass is made, and then a fire is lit on it. And after the grass and the hay burns a little, more of grass and hay is put on this, so that the fire just gets off. The fire just kind of stops burning. But the thing is that there is hay, so the hay will keep burning from inside. Also there is grass which will make a lot of fumes, basically a lot of kind of fumes that come out when fire burns. So this fume will prevent any mosquitoes or insects from coming in. Also a little water is sprinkled so that the fire doesn't catch, because if the fire just catches, it will just burn in no time. Also it may cause some accident because the owner is not there in the farm throughout the night. So to ensure that a little of water is sprinkled, and the fumes keep coming out of the kind of fire throughout the night, which prevents mosquitoes and insects from biting these cows. And this is how they are cared. They're cared really good by their owners. Also when it's the morning time, I have seen my neighbors some days, like they have a rope, a small rope which is tied at the back legs, the two legs at the back side, because when the cows are milked, because over here they milk with hands manually, so when the cows are milked they keep kicking their legs a lot because they feel irritated. Basically any animal when they're milked they feel irritated, so that is pretty interesting. And when you tie their legs with the rope, there will be no such problem. And also the milking process requires some proficiency. I mean, it requires some experience, but it's very interesting to see. I will show you guys the milking process some other day. So yeah, that was the day. Pretty interesting with the cows. I observed many things like that I never observed before. Unfortunately I didn't film a lot, but I would say it was great. So moreover I came to know, actually know a lot of things about these cows, how they're milked, how they're cared, how they're kept throughout the night, and all of that things. So I came to know that from the owner, and that is huge. And also I shared all of that with you guys, so you should keep watching these kind of videos. They're really interesting, right? Yeah, so that was the day. Great, it went great with the cows.